Hi everyone. I hope you could see me, hear me. I think I'm getting a little better at this terms of my technical settings for this live streaming to go smoothly. So let me know if you're here, and let me know if you can't hear me or if you can't see me. Just give me a shout out. So last week, Discreet wanted us to pray for the Kashmiri people who are undergoing genocide. And good morning, Jade. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. It's morning here. I know some parts of the world it's in the evening. Some parts of the world it's in the afternoon, but I'm here in West Coast, Southern California, so it's morning. Hi, Namrata. Wow, what a beautiful name. So last week, Discreet mentioned about praying for the people in Kashmir who's going through genocide. And so that is the intention meditation that I want to do this week. I want to do an intention meditation each week for somebody, one of you guys that need some type of healing in your life, whether it's a healing in your health, whether it's a healing in abundance in money, relationships, career. So if you want a healing, let me know and we will do the healing as a collective consciousness, because when we collectively bring our energies together and our consciousness together, it becomes much, much more powerful. So I want to start all of my live sessions with an intention healing meditation for somebody out there, one of you who needs some kind of healing, because we're all energetically connected as one. And so when we send the healing to you, we're actually also healing ourselves. Okay, Namrati, just just say what you want healing and we will do it next week. Because this week we're going to do the healing for the people undergoing genocide. Good evening, Meko from Albania. So just put it in the chat what the healing is, and every week we will tackle one of them, and I will make sure to keep a record. Hi, Solange from London. Hi. Welcome. So our intention meditation is to heal the people who are going through genocide, not just in Kashmir, but all over the world. So as we set this intention and do this meditation, send all of the love energy, the compassion energy, the energy of God, of light, of the universal forces, of the infinite wisdom of the divine to the Kashmiri people around the world, and also to the people around the world who are going through genocide. So make sure you are comfortable. Okay, Namrata, rheumatoid arthritis. I've had rheumatoid arthritis myself over the years because of my own health conditions, so I resonate with that. Okay, so we'll work on that next week. We will collectively work on that next week for the healing. We will collectively work on that. So thank you for that. So get really comfortable where you're sitting, or if you're laying down, get really comfortable. You could hold a prayer bead or crystal. I have my prayer bead today. I'm wearing it also, so I'm going to use my prayer bead. A lot of times I hold crystals, so if you have a crystal or prayer bead, hold that to really feel the vibrational frequency of that object. Especially crystals have this amazing higher vibrational frequency that we can tap into. So get comfortable, and we're going to start our meditation now. So intend for the healing of people undergoing genocide, and we're going to do it for people all over the world. energy of your breath, the prana, the chi, the life force energy to move through you, around you, to allow the divine to work through every cell, every tissue, every organ in your body as you use your breath to connect your mind, body, and soul. So as we breathe in, we're going to breathe in the healing light, the white light of love, the white light of compassion, the white light of all that there is in this universe, which is already perfect. And as we breathe out, let's intend to breathe out all blocked, resistant energy that does not serve our life, that does not serve our planet. So breathe in, and as you breathe in, be fully present in the now. This moment is the only time that we can shift our energy in a higher vibrational frequency. Be fully present in the now as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, be fully present in the now of letting go all that does not serve your life, your body. Breathe in with full awareness of the now, and breathe out with full awareness of the now. Breathe in this present moment. Breathe out this present moment. Breathe in the breath of God. Breathe out the breath of all that does not serve you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in the power of this moment. Breathe out all thoughts about the future and the past that has no power. Breathe in your truth of love and light. Breathe out all of the layers of your ego that is not you. So now we intend to have peace and healing for all of the people around the world who are going through genocide, including the people who are committing the genocide. We intend for the people around the world who are undergoing genocide, including the people who are committing genocide, to have healing of peace, compassion, and enlightenment, their satori, of the truth of who they really are, which is pure positive energy of God and love. So as we have this healing intention for all of those people around the world, we expand our awareness not just to this room. Expand your awareness to the rooms around you. Expand your awareness to the space beyond your home. Expand your awareness to your town and city. Expand your awareness to the state or the province where you live. Expand your awareness to every part of the country that you live in. Expand your awareness to all of the countries, the space outside of your own country, to the continent in which you live. Expand your awareness beyond the continent that you live to every land, sea, ocean, air on this planet. Expand your awareness beyond the planet to other moons and stars. Expand your awareness to every part of this universe that is God. Expand your awareness to all that there is. Expand your awareness to the farthest reaches of your soul and spirit that loves you divinely. And when you have expanded your awareness to everything that there is in this universe, bring it right into your heart center, right here. Bring everything in this universe back into your heart and feel the love. Expand your awareness to love. Repeat after me. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. And all my loving awareness touches every person who is undergoing genocide. My loving awareness that is so expansive, that includes the entire universe, touches the people who are committing genocide. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. We are all collectively loving awareness, and we collectively touch upon everyone who is undergoing genocide, everyone who is committing genocide. And when our loving awareness and energy touches each and every one of them, they feel their truth. They feel their own connection to their divine being of God and love. They feel more connected to the universe. They feel one with themselves. Just keep breathing into that loving awareness in your heart that has encapsulated the entire universe. I am loving awareness in the now. Thank you. Namaste. Hello, everyone. That meditation was intended for all those who are involved in genocide, whether they're committing the genocide or whether they're being a victim of genocide. And I really thank you for collectively joining with me to provide healing to them, and healing, and therefore as a byproduct, we are actually healing ourselves, because we are all connected as one energetically. We are even one with the people who are actually committing genocide. And if anybody has had, hi Lady G, how are you? Tekoa, oh, that's a pretty name. Namrata, wow. If any, yeah, Jade. I know. I thought that was pretty. I really felt connected during that meditation. I really did. I mean, and when I do these live streaming, really, I don't plan anything really. The only thing I plan is, what we're gonna what intention healing we're gonna do this week from somebody who's asked me last week for the healing. So I just work through God. God works through me. I'm a pencil for God, and whatever I say and do really is through God working. Yes, absolutely. 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 The meditation, Meko says, I've never had many experiences with meditation. Yes, absolutely. Because when you meditate, you are releasing thoughts and you are just being fully present in the now. And as you keep being more and more present in this moment, you're releasing thoughts that are just cluttering your mind, and you're truly just feeling the divine energies within you and around you. So the power of now is the most powerful thing that there ever is. And every day, as I move through the day, I keep practicing more and more how to be present in the now, whether I'm eating, whether I'm working, whatever it is. The power of now is the most powerful thing that there ever is. And so, oh, okay, Namrata, you want, okay. So some of my favorite authors, spiritual authors, are Ram Dass. He's one of my spiritual teachers. Ram Dass. He was his name is really Richard Alpert, but his guru Maharaji named him Ram Dass, and Ram means God in Sanskrit, and Das means servant. Michael Singer is another author that I love. He has a book called Untethered Soul, which I really, really love. There's Amit Goswami. I love his books. There's so many people. There's Pema Chodron. I love her books. There's so many. Oh God, I'm trying to think of some. There's Ken Wilber. He's a genius. My first book that I ever read that transformed my life. This was, when my sister's son was undergoing chemo treatment for her cancer. And I picked up this book called Grace and Grit. It's by Ken Wilber, Grace and Grit. And that book really changed my life. After I read that book, I read the book in one night. It was a 300-page book. After I read that book, I went straight to a Buddhist meditation center in the mountains of Colorado for 1 month. So these are some of the authors that I really love. Lady, I do have 2 crystals. I have an amethyst and a small one, rose quartz. Great. I love amethyst. Is one of my favorite. Rose quartz is I also have a rose quartz that's heart-shaped, Lady G. It's in my bathroom. I wish I could take a picture of it and show you that. I was holding to do. Wow. Tourmalina. Yep. Very good. Very good. So I'm really happy that every one of you enjoyed the meditation, and it really served your purposes as well. So next week, we'll work on healing the rheumatoid arthritis. I think it was Namrati who mentioned that. Namrati, was it you that you said that? And then there was somebody else, Solan, mentioned about migraine. So the week after next week we'll do the rheumatoid arthritis, and the week after we'll do Solange migraine. Yeah, there's other authors too. I mean, there's other authors too, but those are some of my favorites. I'm constantly learning, reading, learning from great masters. The learning never stops. So this week, if you have also any other questions, let me know. Any of the questions about the meditation that we just did. How often should you meditate? Okay. What is chi or chakra? Okay. Which God do I connect when I meditate? Okay. How often should I meditate? Where if you're a beginner meditation, I would say do it like, try to practice like every other day for like, start out with like 5 minutes. 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. When I started meditating, I couldn't even meditate for even 1 or 2 minutes without the rampage of thoughts going in my mind. So I would suggest you do it for 5 minutes. Sit still and just focus on your breath. Just focus on your breath. And as thoughts just keep arising, just observe them like a third-party witness and then let it go. And then return to your breath. Do this over and over and over and over again. And if you think you had a bad meditation, there is no bad meditation. There's just meditation. So the fact that you sat there and did that was great. Even if you have 10 million thoughts coming through your mind, that's okay. Don't worry about that. So I would suggest at the beginning if you could do 5 minutes every day, whether it's in the morning or evening. Morning I always find to be the best for me because then it sets the tone for the day. So I meditate probably up to an hour in the morning in front of my altar, or sometimes in my bed, depending on how I feel. So 5 minutes every day. What is chi? Chi means life force energy. Everything in this universe is made up of energy that has vibrational frequency. There is nothing in this universe, including our bodies, our thoughts, our minds. Everything in this universe is non-physical energy with a vibrational frequency. So if you look at your desk under a microscope, like the desk right now looks like it's just standing still, it's actually vibrating at a certain frequency. So when you have high vibrational frequency, that's actually that's abundance, that's love, that's compassion. When you have low vibrational energetic frequency, that's disease, lack of abundance. So that's what chi means. Chi means this life force universal energy that penetrates, that is in everything in this universe. And we are made up of that same life force energy. Chakras are the 7 major energy centers of your body. So you go from the root chakra to your crown chakra. They're the 7 energy centers that run up and down your body. And these energy centers regulate your body. So they're the main energy centers. So when you have a blocked energy in one of your chakras, or maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, multiple chakras, you're creating unbalanced energy, disharmonious energy, and that creates disease. What God do I connect when I meditate? You can meditate with whatever God resonates with you. For me, I place the Buddha, I place Shiva, I place Ganesha in my altar. But if you feel connected to Mother Teresa, Jesus, Allah, whatever it is, whatever God resonates with you. See, I always say religion is just a packaging. It's packaging with rituals. And there's nothing wrong with rituals and packaging. There's nothing wrong with that. But every religion, whether you're Catholic, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Christian, whether you're Buddhist, whether you're Muslim, if you really peel away all of the rituals and the packaging, every religion really goes down the same road to the universal truth, to Atman, the universal truth. That's what we're all trying to get to, the universal truth of who we are, which is this pure positive energy of God and love. So if a certain God enables you to get to that truth, then you make an offering to that God. So for me, it's always been the Buddha. So that's why I have Buddha all over my house. Because if there is a divine being that allows me to connect to my own divine, universal energy of God and love, it's more the Buddha for me than Jesus. And I love Jesus. I love Mother Teresa. But so pick the God that works for you, that resonates for you, that allows you to be on your spiritual path, that allows you to be on your soul's path. So I hope that answers your questions. Video, thank you. Energy. My around chakra is blocked, so I haven't got energy. But someone said to use form of red meditation stone, or any red stone would be good for that. Lady G, I don't know which chakra you're talking about. You said my around chakra. Which chakra are you talking about? There's the root chakra, there's sacral chakra, if you could be more specific. I do have a couple of videos about crystals, and you should watch those, because it says here around chakra. I'm not sure where that is. But yes, when we move energy, we can use crystals to help to unblock the chakra. We could definitely use crystals, because crystals have a way of adopting the energetic, meaning that the crystals generally have a higher vibrational frequency. And when you place a crystal around you, you can raise your vibrational frequency to that of the crystal frequency. And so that's why crystals are so powerful, and they're used a lot in energy healing for this very, very reason. So as you have questions, just ask me throughout the session. What I want to talk about today is it has to do with the meditation that we did today, which is to heal the people who are committing genocide and who are victims of genocide. It's to talk about how do we have compassion and love for the people who are committing the genocide, for people who we don't like in our lives. I mean, there are a lot of people, whether it's friends, family, co-workers, that we struggle with, right? We struggle with people in our lives. It's it's almost impossible for us to have unconditional love. Unconditional love means if you're going to kill me, I still have love for you. That's what unconditional love really, really means. If you're going to kill me, I still have unconditional love for you. Now, do you know anybody on this planet that if they get killed, that they would still have unconditional love for you? I mean, probably Jesus, who was put up on the cross, and he still had unconditional love for his enemies. Now, I'm not asking you to... Oh, Meko says, does the environment affect my meditation? Yes, especially at the beginning, it could affect you. If you're not an advanced meditator, as you become more and more advanced, your environment won't affect you that as much. But when you're a beginner meditation, the environment does affect you, because you haven't trained your energy to be present in the now, regardless of what the surroundings are. So yes, as a beginner meditator, it will definitely affect you. So what I suggest is pick a spot in your home where there's quiet and silence, where you could be alone. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's in your bedroom, even if maybe it's in your bathroom in your house. I don't know where it is. But yes, for a beginning meditator, it's going to be more and more of an issue. As you become more and more advanced, you could be in disharmonious, you can be in more chaotic settings, and you could be still fully present in the now because you've trained yourself. You're a more advanced meditator. That's why when the Buddha reached enlightenment, when you have become so advanced like the Buddha and reach enlightenment, Satori, whatever, you could have war happening. There could be genocide literally happening around you, and you won't be affected. You will still know the perfection of the universe. Now you have to reach the stage of the Buddha of enlightenment, and most of us will never reach that stage in this life. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer to that direction. I know that I will probably never reach that level of enlightenment in this life, maybe in my next life, if you believe in lives, which I do. But what we're trying to do is get a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer to the Jesus, to the Buddha, where Jesus was literally crucified, on the cross, and he was still absolutely present in the now. He was absolutely still connected so fully with the divine universe of God and the love and the compassion that he unconditionally had for everyone, even for those who were crucifying him. That is a incredibly high level of being present in the now, which most of us will not reach. So most of us is really living under the condition of conditional love. Conditional love. Because I don't think any one of us would love somebody if they try to kill us, right? So what we're trying to do is when we have difficult, ground chakra. Okay, Lady G, you meant the ground chakra? You meant the first chakra? The root chakra? Yes, the root chakra. Okay, well, why don't you pick a crystal? Why don't you pick a favorite crystal that you love and place it in that area of the root chakra, and then visualize all of the beautiful light emanating, the love and light emanating from that crystal into that root chakra, and that your root chakra is just opening up. It's just opening up, and that energy is starting to move. You can also visualize the energy moving in a circular motion, and releasing all of the blocked energy from that chakra. So maybe do a meditation just on that chakra. So going back to what I was talking about this, how to be present with the people we don't like in our lives, whether it's a family member, whether it's a coworker, whether it's a friend, whether it's even somebody at the supermarket or somebody who's cutting us off on the freeway. How do we become more and more present? Good morning from Suchenda. Good morning. So how do we become more and more present with the people in our lives that are difficult? How? So when they come into our presence, we have to not get caught up in their drama. That's number one. The reason why we become reactive as opposed to just being fully present with them, we become reactive to their negative behavior. You don't want to become reactive to their negative behavior. What you want to do is you just want to show up with full presence of the now. Meaning that when they are exhibiting this negative behavior, You want to show up with absolute full presence without getting drawn into their drama. That's what it is. You don't want to get drawn into their drama. Because if you get drawn into their drama, that's when you're going to become reactive. Just reactive. And being reactive is not a powerful space. You don't want to be like this, reactive. That's not a powerful space. You want to show up with full presence of knowing that they are fully here and acknowledging that they are fully here, and just show up with full presence. That's powerful. That's powerful. So, as you show up with full presence to this person that you think is difficult, you just show up with full presence, and they're going on behaving in ways that are difficult. Sometimes it's hard to maintain that full presence, right? Sometimes it's really hard to maintain that full presence when somebody is continuing to be their way. And so I decided to do a little technique of when somebody shows up that way. I know, first of all, I know by law of attraction, there's something in my energy level that attracted them to me, something that I have to work on the inside, and that's why this person appeared. There's something energetically going on here in me, and that's the reason why this person has appeared the way they appeared. So if I show up with full presence to this person, I am now shifting my energy to a different vibrational energetic frequency. And so what will inevitably happen is that this person will show up differently or start to shift their energy, and then you will start to have a different reaction. Now, sometimes when that person shows up and is being negative, and you're starting to feel that negative energy, it's sometimes hard to hold the presence. It's hard to hold your equanimity. It's hard to hold the energy of peace, right? So I came up with this little technique of seeing that person as Mother Teresa, my favorite, one of my saints. So one of my saints is Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa is unconditionally, she's a saint. She was, when she was alive, they considered her a living saint. So what I did was I had to trick my own mind and put the face of Mother Teresa on that person. Put a face of Mother Teresa on that person. And as I kept putting the face of Mother Teresa on that person, I was able to hold my presence without getting caught up in their drama. And I was starting to even have some compassion for that person. Some compassion for that person. And as you keep broadcasting this loving energy, this healing energy to them, this person will show up differently or start to change their behavior. Because they're receiving this love. So they can't stay in that state of low vibrational frequency. Their frequency is automatically being raised. And so that's one of the tips of when difficult people show, even if you're talking to somebody on the phone. Let's say you're talking to somebody on the phone and they're going, and they're just going on, and you're like, you could feel your energy is just draining. You're like, oh my God. I mean, I've had some conversations where I felt my energy getting lower and lower and lower and lower. And you're just like this on the phone. Like the phone is here. The phone is not even here. It's like this. And you're like, you just want to get it. You don't want to just, ignoring is, when ignoring is not quite what I'm getting at. What you want to do is you want to be present. Like ignoring means you're shutting them down. You don't want to shut them down. That's not what we're doing here. What you're doing here is You want to acknowledge their presence, because, sometimes if you say ignore, it's like you're shutting them down. You're just shutting them down by ignoring them. You don't want that, because they could feel that energy that they're being shut down by your ignoring them. You want them to know that you are fully present with them. Fully present with them. But you're not getting sucked up in the drama. So there's a big difference being fully present and not getting sucked up in their drama than just ignoring them and shutting them down by ignoring them. Because they know when you're shutting them down, even if you don't say anything. So you want to be fully present with them without getting sucked into their drama. It's easy to ignore people, right? And I've done that in the past. Trust me, I've ignored people. I've ignored people when they were getting on my nerves. But you want to, the way to be living in the present, because our ultimate goal is to keep living in the now, keep living in the now, keep living in the now with full presence, full presence, full presence. Why? Why is it so important that we keep living in the presence of now? Why? Why is that so important? Because we can't change anything in our life that we want to change, whether it's our bodily health condition, whether it's abundance in relationships, abundance in money, abundance in career. We can't change anything except in the now. The only eternal presence is the now. The now is the only power that you have. So when a person that is being difficult shows up, you want to still be present in the now. You want to still be present in the now. You want to still be present in the now, no matter what is going on around here, whatever the situation and environment is happening around you. As you move through the day, you want to keep being present, keep being present, keep being present. Right. Yes, Lady G. So I hope you understood what I meant by ignoring them as opposed to being present with them. When I say being present with them, I'm not saying get sucked into their drama. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying be fully present with them and knowing that this is a soul. They're like complaining and behaving badly. It's just their ego level. The truth of who they are is their soul, is pure positive energy of God and love. So you're trying to connect with that part of them. So when you're fully present without judging their bad behavior, you're connecting on a spiritual level. And that's the key to dealing with difficult people, is you want to connect with them on a higher consciousness level, their soul. Because as I always say, if they meet you at the soul level, this higher consciousness level, there's only unconditional love. They're behaving in their ego level, the level that we do not like. But we know that when we peel away their ego, they're just pure positive energy of God and love. We know that, we know that, we could feel that. And the only possibility of connecting to that level is when you are fully present with them, without judging all their bad behavior. Just being fully present with them and not getting sucked into their drama. And this takes practice. Don't get me wrong. It is not easy to do this. If it was easy, would we have all the difficult people in our lives? If it was easy, would we have wars going on? If it was easy, would we have genocide going on? It's not easy. It's not easy to do that. That's why we practice. That's why we practice on our own. The reason why we meditate and we try to live fully present in the now as we move through the day and as we move through the life is so that when those undesired situations come into our life, we could appear with presence. We could appear with presence rather than reacting negatively back, rather than just ignoring them. We could still appear with presence. And as we keep appearing with absolute full presence of the now, we are organically and naturally changing our life around us. And we're influencing others. But so Jerry, hi Jerry, but how do we communicate with them to get them to be the higher self? Very, very good question. Very, very good question. Our job, the Buddha says, just focus on changing your own mind. Do not change the mind of others. Just change your own mind, and when you change your own mind, you will change others around you. Or Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the change you wish to see in the world. So our job is not to change the other person. Our job is not even to communicate with the other person to have them change. That's not our job, because you could communicate with that person, and if they're not ready for change, you could be the Buddha, or you could say the most profound wisdom things to them, and they won't be able to hear it. They won't be able to hear it because they're not ready. Now, when they're going to be ready is their journey. It's their path. That's not your journey. Your journey is not to determine whether that person is ready or not. That's not your job. Your job is never to try to change others. Let me repeat this. Your job is never to change others. That's never your job. Never your job. Your only job is to change yourself, to raise your vibrational frequency to that of love and compassion. Because when you do that and you keep showing up with the presence of love and compassion, when you keep showing up in every situation, the external environment around you, whether it's people or whether it's situation, will automatically change. Will automatically change. So, I understand how you feel, Jerry. Oh, you want these people to connect with their higher self. But the universe knows the divine plan. The divine plan that we cannot see because we're in the picture, not outside. We're not the universe looking at the picture. We're in the picture. We want to change all these people for the better, and especially the people that we love in our lives, whether it's our family member or friends. We really want to help them. We really have the highest intention of helping them. But we have no chance of helping anybody until we've helped ourselves to be present more and more with love and compassion. So it's never our job to change others. Be the change you wish to see in the world. You have to be that change in order for any change to happen. So I talked about this. I've touched upon this being a change maker. So Jerry, you want to be a change maker. I see that. And that is so fabulous. You want to help people to change, and I get it. And that is so fabulous. And you should always want to help people. Always. But you're not going to be a great change maker unless you yourself is that change. So there are a lot of people, and I always talk about this. I always say I see a lot of people in politics, in social causes, whether it's environmental causes, whether it's veganism, whether it's political change. There's so many people that want to make change in the world, but they have so much anger within themselves. They have anger. They have frustration. They have resentment. They have hatred. When you carry that energy and you go out and protest against, environmental issues, you're never going to be a powerful change maker. You're never going to be a powerful change maker because what you're doing is you're broadcasting this negative energy. When you go and make, you're picketing and you're angry, all you're doing is broadcasting a negative energy out into the universe. And nobody is going to, when people receive that energy, it's all negative. So if you're trying to change this person and you're being you've got anger in it, that's all you're broadcasting. And when you're broadcasting anger, nobody's going to listen to you. So therefore, you cannot be an effective change maker. So if you look at the most effective change makers like Gandhi, Martin Luther King, they don't show up with that anger energy. Martin Luther King said, love your enemies to death. Love your enemies to death. Gandhi, when he showed up with absolute presence, equanimity, peace, serenity in here. He never protested with any type of violence. Those are the most powerful change makers. So, the first thing to do is to not judge others that they have to be on their higher self. Leave that up to the universe. Leave that up to their soul's path. Maybe they will or maybe they won't reach their higher self this lifetime. That's okay because it's the yin and yang. Not everybody can be enlightened. Not everybody could reach their higher self. The universe has a divine plan. There's a higher consciousness level at play here as to why those people are never going to reach their higher self. And you have to be okay with that. You have to have the equanimity. You have to have the presence of mind and show up with presence regardless of how this person shows up and how they will be for the rest of their life. When my father passed away, he never, I understand it's not your anger. I understand, and I'm not talking about your anger. What I'm saying is you can't change, your job is not to change others. Your job is only to change yourself. And when you change yourself and you keep showing up with that presence of compassion and love, regardless of what this person is, you will have a good chance of changing somebody else. But you will have no chance of changing somebody else if you're trying to change them. You hear what I'm saying, Jerry? I hope you hear what I'm saying. As an empathy, I pick on their anger. Yes, I have very empathic. Okay. Yes, I'm also very empathic. I mean, I could watch one little video about something like, sexual assault or like, sex slaves and so, and I start tearing, I start crying. I'm very empathic myself. So the thing is that you have to manage your energy first. You have to manage that empathic energy to a state where you have equanimity, you have the presence without getting caught up in their drama. And there are different techniques that you could use to have that equanimity as an empath. I'm very empathic myself, and I want to do a video about this. I mean, there's so many videos that I'm going to be doing. You have no idea. But yes, I get it. You feel their pain, and you want to help them. But really focus on your empathic energy first. That's my advice. Focus on it. Focus on how you're not so sucked up into their anger energy because you're feeling it. And when you feel it, you feel uncomfortable. You have to learn how to be present with that uncomfortable feeling that I feel that person's anger. I'm taking it on. How do you become present with that feeling? That's the number one step. The number one step is to have that presence of, I have this uncomfortable feeling of anger because now I've taken it on from that other person, but how can I be fully present with that? And as you become more and more present with that, it changes. Your empathic abilities start to take on a much more powerful role. much more powerful role to be able to help somebody else. But you can't help somebody else when you're feeling that anger, and then it makes you feel so uncomfortable to the point where you can't start to evolve that anger into presence. I don't know if I hope you understand what I'm saying, Jerry. I hope you understand. Hi, Sumathis. Hi, Shiva from Germany. Shiva. Oh, Shiva, you're from Germany? Wow, Shiva. I love Shiva. God. Okay, that makes sense. Manage my energies. Yes. Yes, Jerry. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got it. Yes, you don't know how to be comfortable with anger. I get it. I get it. I get it. I understand. That's why we practice. And I'm going to have, do a whole series of online courses on a different platform. And it's going to be a membership. And I'm going to touch upon all those topics of how to be present with anger, how to be present with fear. And I'm actually going to be doing a video that it's going to be released in a couple of weeks about how to be present with fear. You know, how to evolve that fear, the presence of fear, into a spiritual practice that helps us to evolve and grow. So that's one of the things I'm going to be working on. But it's not easy. You're right. Comfortable with anger. How can you be? You're not trying to be comfortable really with anything. You're just trying to be present with it. You're trying to be present, meaning that you're acknowledging the uncomfortability of the anger, but you're not trying to get sucked up into that energy more, but you're just trying to be present with it. There's a difference between presence and feeling comfortable or feeling uncomfortable. So you're trying to just be present with that uncomfortable feeling. And as you keep being present and present and present with that uncomfortable feeling, that energy starts to shift. It starts to shift in miraculous ways, organically and naturally. We're trying to shift our energy organically and naturally. We're not trying to force anything. We're not trying to force that anger to disappear, because if you force the anger to disappear, it's never going to disappear. It's actually going to get heightened. We're trying to be present with it. And as we keep being present, it evolves naturally and organically into something magical. Oh, Samath. Oh, thank you, Samathis. I love you too. I love, yes. So there'll be more stuff coming up, Jerry, about that, because anger and fear are huge topics, even for me. You know, I've had in my 20s and even my 30s, I had so much anger. And I think a lot of the anger stemmed from my traumatic childhood, you know. So I get it. I get this, the fear, the anger. It's a process, it's a practice, and you have to understand it's a journey. This whole process of living in this time, space, physical reality is a journey. All of this is a journey for the expansion of our soul and the universe. All of this, what we're here to do is have a lesson, homework, journey for the expansion. So we're not looking for quantum leaps. We're not looking for change overnight. You have to have compassion and patience for yourself. So if you get the feeling of anger arising, don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Acknowledge that anger and say, okay, anger, you're my greatest teacher. Let me be present with you. Okay, anger, you're my greatest teacher. Let me be present with you. But some people, I'm very present and calm person. I can't deal with someone that's constantly. Lady G, that person who is constantly angry is your greatest spiritual teacher. That person who is constantly angry is your spiritual teacher. So that person is showing up to teach you how to be present with that person. How to be present with that person without getting sucked up in their drama, without being reactive. That constantly angry person is actually your greatest teacher for the spiritual expansion and growth. That's why we need people like that. We need people like that for lessons. Because if we don't have people like that, we can't learn the lesson. We can't learn the lessons of being present. We can't learn the lesson of compassion. We can't learn the lessons for our soul. So there's a higher purpose to why those people exist in our life. So our job is not to change them. Our job is to recognize that they are our greatest teacher for our own inner self change. That's what they're there for. That's what they're there for. But some people earn a reaction and will step up the anger. Okay, Jerry, you're saying that some people will step up on their anger. Well, that's because, yes, that's true. We see that. We see that all the time when people step up in their anger. But so that's why you have to practice. You have to practice more and more. It's called a practice because the more you could be present, and if they're escalating their anger, you have to escalate your presence. I'm sorry, Jerry, but that's the truth. When they're escalating their anger, you have to escalate your presence. And that's hard. That's really hard. That's why we practice. That's why we practice on our own. We practice meditation on our own. As we move through the day, whether we're food shopping, whether we're taking our child to the school, whether we're going to work, we're practicing presence every single moment as we move through the day. So when that angry person shows up and that anger keeps rising, your presence keeps rising because you've been practicing every day, all day, right? It gets easier and easier. And the reason why it's so hard to deal with these people is because we haven't been practicing presence. We haven't been practicing it throughout the day. We haven't had the awareness of what our thoughts are. What is our energy? What's our energetic level right here? Are we angry? Are we frustrated? Are we fearful? What presence are we showing up with right here, right now? Are we showing up with compassion and love? Or are we showing up with judgment, anger, resentment, fear, anxiousness, stress? What are we showing up with as we move through the day? As we move through the day. So you see why the practice of being present in the now every single moment, as we move through the day, as we move through the week, as we move through the life, becomes so incredibly important. It is so important, the presence. Okay, now. Okay, so it's already been, oh my God, it's already 10:30. Aren't those people? Yes, absolutely, Boss Morales. They are. The reason, yes, so Boss Morales says, aren't those people mirroring aspects of ourselves that are lying dormant and wanting light? Absolutely, absolutely. In Ho'oponopono, Hawaiian spiritual practice, they always say, and I have a video about this, you can look it up. The reason why that angry person showed up is because in your subconscious mind, you are still holding on to anger. And if you weren't holding on to anger, that person could never show up. So there's something in your subconscious mind that is still holding. That's why it's all about the work, the inner work, not the work of changing them, but this work. Because if you've completely released anger from your subconscious mind, that person has no possibility of showing up. So Boss Morales says something very profound. There's a video I did about Ho'oponopono. Look it up, Ho'oponopono. And I explained to you everything about Ho'oponopono. Look up that video. The angry person shows up because there's something that you're holding on to, energy, anger within yourself in the subconscious mind. Okay, so I'm going to, so it's been an hour and I've got to do other things. I would love to stay longer, but we're going to do the meditation with, for Namrati, or rheumatoid, Solange, and migraine headaches. Okay, so let's do a closing meditation, everyone. Let's do a closing meditation because I always want to close out with the presence of now. Okay, so I am so grateful, and we are also grateful that we have come together collectively to learn from each other, God and the universe. So thank you so much for this opportunity for us to join together to collectively send out the healing energy to all those involved in genocide, as well as come together to collectively heal ourselves and broadcast that higher vibrational energetic frequency of love and light to the universe, to our planet, to our fellow humans and nature and animals and all that is around us. We're so grateful for being able to be fully present in the now and connected to the divine energies within us and around us. Take a few deep breaths in and out to connect with the vibrational frequency of love and light and compassion and healing and discovering and finding out the truth of who we are, which is this pure positive energy of God and love. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in the now. Breathe out all energies that do not serve us. Breathe in love. Breathe out anger. Breathe in the now. Our power is in the now. Our power is in the now. The power of God is within me, and the grace of God surrounds me. The power of God is within me, and the grace of God surrounds me. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. So next week, we're going to do healing meditation, same time, Thursday, 9:30 Pacific time. So let's join collectively to give healing to one of us. And when we give healing to others, we give healing to ourselves. So I love you all. Many blessings, many love to all of you. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.